Week 2 of the OKLCS, we are about to get into our final game of the day. In Gold Capped, we have VNM playing against Oklahoma Gold Rush, aka the Ogres. As of last week, both of these teams are undefeated. VNM having defeated the Road Crew, and Oklahoma Gold Rush having defeated Jubermensch last week. We're going to go ahead and jump right into that game. Only one of these teams will remain undefeated after this game rather. On the side of VNM, they banned away Victor, Nar, and Morgana. On the side of Oklahoma Gold Rush, they banned away Hecarim, Sona, and Lee Sin. Looks like two big bans towards the jungle. And of course the Sona, which we saw so much of last week. We haven't seen it as much this week, opting more for these melee supports, Alistair, Braum, Leona, etc. But we're gonna go jump right into it. Another Project Ash. Ash been a mainstay in this week's tournament play. Cthulhu, the jungler on the side of Oklahoma Gold Rush, playing the jungle Wukong. One of the picks that I really like to play. I played a lot in solo queue. I played it a lot during my tenure in the tournament scene in Oklahoma. It's a lot of fun. I love it. Probably one of my favorite champions to play. On the side of VNM, we have Ozzy playing the mid lane Karma. He mentioned to me before this match that he's really disappointed because his main, which is Twisted Fate, is currently disabled on the live servers, unfortunately for him. We'll see how this goes. VNM pulling out a very convincing win against the Road Crew last week. Very clean victory. Just out-rotating. Alright, so we're going to have Cthulhu starting on the bottom side of the map. He's actually going to get a very nice leash. Going to tank up a couple hits using Silverhammer's Leona. And he's going to take away the Gromp. On the other side, Choke Me Dandy, going to be starting on the Gromp on the opposite side of the map using his Gragas. And we have Darius versus Irelia in the top lane here. Generally something I'd expect to go in Darius's favor, while Mr. Gingy on Irelia will likely be able to get onto the AD carry a little bit easier, start jumping right onto him and killing him right out. Not a whole lot of action. We do see Good Stout Coke playing the Cassiopeia in the mid lane. Also a very strong, consistent... Wow, that Death Sentence landed through the minion wave almost. Just past Leona. There's the Thunderlord's proc. Summoner heal forced to come out. Both summoners used by the Dark Dud. Only no summoners used on the side of the bottom lane of VNM. And now they've hit level 2, and there's an early gank onto Irelia. She gets pulled back in by the Apprehend. The bleed is going to force the flash away, and actually she jumps back in onto Choke Me Dandy, who has to flash away. He's a little afraid of that Irelia damage. Alright. Let's see how this is going to go. So, some quick early summoners burnt on the side of the Ogres. Lane's mostly in control of VNM as of right now. That's some damage coming out from this Darius. Cade Trillium gonna apprehend Gingy back in. Gonna continue to stack up those bleed stacks. He's gonna get the Noxian Rage. Increases his AD, puts a lot of damage down onto Mr. Gingy. Not a whole lot gonna be happening soon enough here. Cthulhu gonna go pretty low, taking away his red buff. Wukong not having the best early clear, but able to do it with the help of smiting that red buff for the health back. Two Rivers actually going to land another Death Sentence right onto Silverhammer. He's going to get stunned up, and there's the Sunlight proc, but that's a lot of damage back onto Silverhammer. Silverhammer taking quite a bit from Ahaze. Dark Dud trying to push out this lane, but he's close to out of mana. Two Rivers walking up to zone away the bottom lane. He's gonna go very aggressive here. There's some auto attack harass from A-Haze onto him. Bottom lane mostly in control of Venom. We're gonna wait until we see some of these ganks happen though. Cthulhu with the jungle Wukong is going to have very potent level 6 ganks onto the bottom lane, using that Cyclone to knock up both members. That's also a lot of damage in addition to the sheer CC. That's a lot of damage coming out. He's the flash play. He's going to be spell shielded, but it doesn't matter. He gets the Death Sentence. First Blood goes over to Choke Me Dandy. They're going to try and slow up the Silver Hammer. He flashes for it, but he's not going to be able to get the kill. He had the slow, but it wasn't enough damage. Some really excellent play from Two Rivers on this Thresh to secure that kill onto the Dark Dud for his team. Choke Me Dandy with the lead now has to make use of it. Hasn't recalled yet. He's gonna get the chance to recall now. Cthulhu, having picked up his Stalker's Blade, his Stalker's Blade upgrade, is going to have that Chilling Smite available to him. I wonder what Ozzy will be building on this Karma. Will he be building more towards the support style with the Athenes, with the Ardent Sensor potentially? Maybe he'll go for the Morello for a little bit more damage. I particularly like building the Athenes if I feel like it doesn't gimp your damage too much, and it gives you some magic resist in these magic damage lanes. Alright, let's see what's gonna happen here. Death Sentence is gonna not land on anyone, but it baits out the Spell Shield, which means that's not available for a little bit. The Dark Dud a little bit afraid to push out, but he is actually ahead in CS by about 10. A-Haze actually opting for full-on attack speed in that recurve bow as his first buy. He's gonna apprehend Mr. Gingy. He throws down those Transcendent Blades. That's doing a lot of damage, giving him a lot of health back actually. Cade Trillium going to have the aggressive play in the lane. Mr. Gingy sitting down about 20 CS to the Darius. Good Stout Coke has now finished his Tear of the Goddess, picked up a second Doran's Ring and another Sapphire Crystal, likely going towards the Rod of Ages, perhaps the Hextech GLP. We'll have to see what he builds it into. I would probably assume it's the Rod of Ages. But the Dark Dud having the two longswords, going to be building into that Essence Reaver. Alright, now Ozzy is going to back for the first time. We'll see what he picks up. I would predict it to be the Chalice of Harmony. It is, in fact, going to be the Chalice of Harmony for Ozzy, so he is going to be building towards the Athene's Unholy Grail, and oddly enough, well, not oddly enough, but unusually, Choke Me Dandy on the Gragas is also going to opt for the Cinder Hulk enchant. We saw that from PB Doughboy earlier this week. Most Gragas players going for the Runic Echoes for a little bit of damage, a little bit of an early game spike, but the Cinder Hulk does scale very well, makes you very tanky. And Good Stout Coke going to be found on a roam up to the top lane by Choke Me Dandy. Gonna get slowed up. Ozzy is roaming up as well. Didn't push the lane in. Cthulhu is level 6 though. He might find someone here. He's gonna find a pink ward. Alright, so we'll see A-Haze and Two Rivers pushing in this bottom lane wave. They're still a little bit behind in terms of CS to the Dark Dud. And there we're going to see Cade teleport back up to the top lane. He's picked up the components of the Black Cleaver. CS about even in terms of the mid lane. In the top lane, it's heavily in favor of Cade Trillium on this Darius. 30 CS up over Mr. Gingy on Irelia. Death Sentence from the brush goes wide. Silverhammer not falling for any of that nonsense. Oh, and here's the first gank from Cthulhu. He is level 6. He wants to go for the Cyclone. He's gonna have to come in invis and very quickly knock him up. Oh, failed ultimate coming out of Good Stout Coke. Doesn't quite know the ability range of that. He flashes for the Petrifying Gaze and doesn't land it at all. Not even the slow. And that means that this first gank from Cthulhu is going to be a bust. At least he still has the Cyclone cooldown available to him, so he can try and make it happen elsewhere. I'd be very afraid of ganking this Darius, however. At rank 1, the Wukong does not have a whole lot of damage on the Cyclone. He is going to use it. He could very easily 2v1 if he gets the heal coming out from this Decimate. He only gets 1 with it. He's going to try and get it. He flashes away. The Noxian Guillotine is not enough. He gets the heal back, though. The bleed is doing a lot of damage, but he might go down. He's gonna get the kill over to Mr. Gingy. A little bit messy, but they do get the kill onto Cade Trillium. But that puts both Cthulhu and Mr. Gingy very low. Alright, so we do see Good Stout Coke, however, pulling a little bit ahead in terms of CS. About 9 up now over Aussie. The Cassiopeia just very strong in terms of a farming champion. And in spite of that, however, Cade Trillium still sitting up about 40 CS over Mr. Gingy. He's still going to have the pressure in that lane. Alright. Looks like Ahe's popping the Ranger's Focus just to try and push the wave out. They want to get this recall down. Death Sentence is going to be blocked by the Spell Shield coming out of Darkta. Cthulhu gonna find this pink ward here. Based on the pings, it looks like they want to try and make something happen in the mid lane. Petrifying Gaze is now available, but Good Stout Coke does not have his flash after that failure earlier. Ahe's, after the recurve bow, going for the BF sword, wants to pick up some damage before he builds straight into that Runons. Alright, Two Rivers moving up aggressively. He's going to get the double flay back. The box is going to be spell shielded. On the hunt comes out. Death Sentence lands, but that is a very low on Two Rivers. He might go down here. He is going to go down. The Dark Dud picks up the first kill of the fight. He's actually stunning up Ahe's. He forces the flash, and Aurelio teleporting down. Chuck Me Dandy picks up the kill with the explosive cast. He's going to get out with the spell or with the shield coming out of Karma. He gets stunned up under the tower. Silverhammer is not going to get snared up here. Good Stout Coke did follow after Aussie, but that's 2 kills over to the Ogres. Two Rivers going a little bit too far ahead of his jungler before he got there. There's no minions, so Ogres are not able to go for any dive or try to push down this tower. Cade Trillium gonna accentuate his gold lead, or his CS lead, as he pushes in while Mr. Gingy in the bottom lane. He might even get this tower. That would be tower first blood. That'd be insane for his team. Cthulhu trying to push in the mid lane, but he didn't have the minion wave. Wukong not the best pusher early on. He does become a very strong tower pushing champion as he gets more ranks in his E. Uh-oh, that's a nice play, and that's a very simple pickup kill for Ahe's. Silverhammer did not need to be there. When you're the support and your 8 carry's not there, you absolutely do not need to be in lane. you might think, oh, I can pick up some CS while my AD carry's not here, but it just puts you at risk of dying because you're a support. Now, Cthulhu is here. He does have the Cyclone available to him. This could be a very big fight for... no, it couldn't because all of them are back. I'm sorry, I'm talking nonsense. We have yet to see a super impactful Cyclone come out of Cthulhu here. I like using Wukong to gank the bottom lane because of his AoE ultimate. It's gonna knock up 2 people as opposed to the 1. You have 2 people to help you do damage. You can just focus someone down. It's just generally a good idea to gank bottom lane with these AoE ultimates coming out of junglers like Sejuani, Wukong, etc. Okay, Cthulhu gonna be giving or taking away his own double buffs. He's gonna recall now. Likely pick up the Phage. It's my prediction. Ozzy gonna be handed over his blue buff by his jungler. He does get the Phage. He gets another longsword. Doesn't quite have enough for the Caulfield's Warhammer to build into the Black Cleaver. Speaking of Black Cleaver, it is finished on Cade Trillium. That's gonna make him very strong. Had the bleed the bleed is going to be stacking the Black Cleaver stacks for him. Mr. Gingy yet to finish his Trinity Force. He is 2-0 though. Choke Me Dandy sitting on a pink ward is gonna take it out once he realizes it. It looks like he's building towards an Iceborne Gauntlet after his Cinderhulk. Not something I really like all that much. I do like the Iceborne Gauntlet, but if you're building the Cinderhulk, that's a nice Zenith Blade directly onto Ahaze. He just gets CC to death. On the Hunt burned a little bit unnecessarily, but early kill over, or easy kill over to the Dark Dud. Ahaze walking a little bit too close to Silver Hammer there. Death Sentence is gonna pull Silver Hammer under the tower. He gets stunned up, and the box goes down. He Zenith Blades back onto him, and he is gonna go down to the tower. No, he's not, because he gets the bonus resistances from Eclipse. And another kill goes over to the Dark Dud onto 2 Rivers. Ooh, Apprehend not quite gonna have the range there thanks to that Equilibrium Strike, but here is Cthulhu. He gets the Cyclone down, and I think K-Trillium's dead this time. He's got the Decimate. He doesn't get the heal from it. He gets the Noxian Guillotine down onto Gingy. He's actually gonna get the heal. Decimate heals him back up. He's gonna try and go for the double kill. Noxian Guillotine secures him another kill. Cthulhu not having the burst damage to get him down before the heal came in. And Cade Trillium picks up 2 kills to equalize the lane, put himself ahead with the help of that CES lead. And Cthulhu and Gingy not having the necessary CC to be able to focus down this Darius. In addition, Cade Trillium is 2 levels up over either of Mr. Gingy and Cthulhu. With how strong he is right now, I don't think it was possible for them to have to focus him down unless they layered their CC absolutely perfectly. Mr. Gingy will finally finish his Trinity Force, but Cade Trillium with the Black Cleaver already finished, with the Mercury's Treads to reduce the stun on the Equilibrium Strike, with a Chain Vest and another Ruby Crystal, he is going to absolutely bully Mr. Gingy around now. As if he weren't before. And Cade Trillium, really impressive, knowing the limits of your champion, knowing how much damage you can do. I am not a Darius player. I did not expect that the Noxian Guillotine would kill Cthulhu at that range. But with the help of Noxian Rage, the increased AD means that it is enough, and he's able to pick up a double kill. Oh, Wukong sneaking into this brush, but he came a little early. The wards would have been gone if he had waited just a few more seconds. So, not the best play. He might have been able to sneak into that brush, and Wukong ganks onto an Ashe Thresh lane are actually very good. Death Sentence gonna pick up that little bit of CS. Choke Me Dandy here to dissuade any potential ganks coming out, knowing that Cthulhu's down here on this side of the map. Now Ozzy, having finished his Athens, is building towards this Zanya's Hourglass with that Seeker's Arm Guard. I don't know if I really like that personally. I think on Karma, since she is a utility carry, once you get your mana item, which is either the Morello or the Athenes, you want to get as much AP as possible so your shields scale up. You get the Rabadons, you start shielding people for insane amounts of health. That's a lot of damage. About to go down, the Black Cleaver still ticking away. But you want the Rabadons so that your shields become big. You don't really need the Zanyas for any particular member of the Road Crew, or the Ogres, I'm sorry, but here's a two-person gang. He's gonna get the slow from that Chilling Smite, he's gonna go for the E, and he's gonna pull him back in with the Apprehend. He gets the Cyclone out, the Noxian, or wow, that was a lot of damage. Petrifying Gaze did not stun him up, and there's a nice play to cancel the Zenith Blade. Solar Flare lands onto only the Thresh. Sivir coming out. He's gonna Death Sense him under the tower, and Enchanted Crystal Arrow stuns him up some more. There's some Summoner Heal coming out to save Leona's life. Will it be enough? Zenith Blade goes back out. The volley not quite enough to secure the kill, but there's an auto attack cancel, and it doesn't matter because Two Rivers gets the Thunderlord's proc, picks up the Dark Dot Flash. Death Sentence secures a double kill. Two Rivers with some immaculate Thresh play this game. Aside from going in a little bit too early in his too much earlier than his jungler early on, he's been playing excellently. Some great Thresh mechanics. And Cade Trillium as well, also just completely outplaying Cthulhu this game. Cthulhu has tried to gank him multiple times and only once has been successful, although at great cost to his team as a whole. And now K-Trillium 3-1-0. He has his Dead Man's completed. He's a full item ahead of Mr. Gingy right now. And he's gonna start becoming a massive tank if and when any large team fights start coming out. Alright. Oh, okay. So the Sapphire Crystal that Good Stout Coke had actually went into the Lost Chapter. I forgot about that item, I'm not gonna lie. But no, that is a very good buy. You get the Seraphs, you get the Tear of the Goddess into the Seraphs, you get the Morello for some CDR. It's a very good mana sustain combination for any of these spammy type mid laners. Trillium going to be taking away the enemy red buff. I don't think that Good Stout Coke can stop him. He might be able to with the help of both Mr. Gingy and Cthulhu. And he's going to go in. There's the Cyclone. He's going to come out. He flashes over the Krug Pit. Both members of the Gold Ogres flash after him. He does have the Decimate. He is going to heal himself back up. I don't think they want to chase anymore. They knew what happened last time. Choke Me Dandy has the Iceborne Gauntlet completed. And he is going to help Ozzy push down this mid lane tower. They're not quite going to get it off this wave. Probably the next wave. Maybe not, because Good Stout Coke and Mr. Gingy are here to help him out. Uh-oh, there's the stun onto Ozzy. He's going to get the poison onto him, but forces the flash. He is going to be able to back away. But here's K-Trillium. K-Trillium at full health. He's not anything to joke around. And Karma, such a strong pick with this Darius as well. Darius, one of the main problems with Darius is getting into the team fight since he's melee, doesn't have any gap closers. You just give him the Karma speed. It's super easy to get him in there, and with how tanky he is, there's not a problem whatsoever. Death Sense is going to land on the Silver Hammer, and that's all the members of Venom here. The Noxian Guillotine is going to secure the kill, and there's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow stuns up the Dark Dud. Petrifying Gaze stalls for a little bit. Cthulhu, too scared to go in, does not have Cyclone available to him either. Choke Me Dandy gets out off of the flash. K-Trillium had to back away, not quite that tanky yet. And using the Cyclone on K-Trillium in the top lane earlier really hurt because they didn't have it for this fight. They could have been a very good fight after the Petrifying Gaze and the Cyclone went down. And unfortunately for the Ogres, they've just fallen behind in every lane at this point. Their saving grace is Dark Dud is 2-3-2. He is ahead in CS just minutely over A-Haze. A-Haze does have the advantage in terms of global gold. Good, Cthulhu's here, but he uses the decoy, and now Silver Hammer's caught out once again. Two Rivers on a killing spree on this Thresh. Silver Hammer moving out a little too far forward multiple times here. The Dark Dud realizes he's about to get dove. He asks for his team, but there's a death sentence right onto Mr. Gingy. He gets flayed back into the team, and the Dark Dud, Two Rivers going down a little bit again. Explosive cast used to disengage the fight. There's On the Hunt, uses the barrel just to slow them up. Cade Trillium moving forward once again. He knows how strong he is right now. He doesn't have any magic resist, so Good Stout Coke will be able to melt him, but he's got a lot of health, he's got a lot of armor. Cade Trillium teleporting up to the top lane, actually. You're gonna start pushing that down. Mr. Gingy is trying to help his team push the mid lane, and he is gonna be forced to teleport up there to court to cut off that minion wave before it hits the tower. He's gonna find Cthulhu in the jungle here. Cthulhu has to be scared here. He uses the Cyclone to try and run away. And that is another cooldown spent by Cthulhu just to run away. Cade Trillium just walking through the enemy team. Feels like he has nothing to worry about. Apprehends Good Stout Coke, who flashes away. Good Stout Coke does have a fully stacked Seraphs already. Uh-oh. Choke Me Dandy looking for a big engage, but there's a death sentence right onto Good Stout Coke. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands onto the Dark Dud in the backside. Explosive Cast knocks in back two members. The death sentence pulls in the Dark Dud once again. Two death sentences in a fight from Two Rivers. Two Rivers just making all the plays for his team right now. He didn't even get to use Petrifying Gaze before going down, and Cthulhu did not have Cyclone available once again. These AoE ultimates would be doing so much work in these fights. You have to respect Two Rivers on this Thresh. He's been doing great work just picking off members of the enemy team everywhere. Alright. They're gonna back away. They're gonna try and see what they can do. A-Haze pushing in the top lane, but he's not gonna push into tower likely. He's just gonna jump back in here, go ahead and recall, use some of this gold that they've earned. The Dark Dud going for a little bit of an unusual build on Sivir. You see the Essence Reaver as the first item in general, but your second crit item is oftentimes the Phantom Dancer for more move speed, more dueling potential since Sivir is not a very good duelist to begin with. The Rapid Fire Cannon just doesn't seem to be very useful on Sivir in general since you can attack through the enemy backline anyway. And then after that she's built towards the Lord Dominique's Regard, well, the Last Whisper at least. The Last Whisper used to try and help her take down Cade Trillium, but being forced to go this lower damage build because of how far ahead Cade Trillium and Choke Me Dandy are. She's losing out on a lot of damage from the Infinity Edge. Mr. Gingy has his Trinity Force, has the Deadman's, but Cade Trillium on Darius is a full Randuin's ahead of her. A-Haze with the Infinity Edge has the Runons, is building towards the Bloodthirster as his third item to give himself a little bit more tankiness. And Venom just playing very clean game. They catch out somebody, push down a tower immediately after the team fight, back away, don't overextend, don't overstay. They haven't gotten picked off. They're just playing very clean right now. Venom looking like a top contender here in the gold-capped OKLCS. we definitely hope to see them back for next split when we hope to expand to more than 4 teams per league. Cthulhu has now finished his Black Cleaver. There's the stun. Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands right onto Gustav Koch. Death Sentence goes wide. Solar Flare stuns up the front line. Irelia jumps into the back line. And actually, they might get a haze here. He does go down to the Cyclone, but Cade Trillium double kill is wrecking the backline. Triple kill over to Cade Trillium. Here's Mr. Gingy and here's Cthulhu, the divers of Venom, or I'm sorry, the divers of the Ogres. Oh, but he gets apprehended after the decoy. He gets taken very low with the Decimate. Here's Gragas. He's gonna get the damage. Iceborne Gauntlet and Noxian Guillotine secures another kill. Cade Trillium is legendary. That's another kill. Death Sentence goes wide. The Body Slam does land. He's gonna get slowed up here. He's gonna get a double kill. That is an unofficial pentakill for Cade Trillium. Got the triple kill, then got the double kill. Cade Trillium, 9-1-3, is absolutely insane right now. We're gonna go ahead and pick up this Earth Dragon. Just a very systematic game coming out from Venom. They're playing very well as a team. Their communication seems very with it. Not only has their team play been very amazing, their individual players are also performing admirably. Two Rivers absolutely destroying with these death sentences. Cade Trillium knows exactly where he needs to be in these fights, zoning away the backline. Ozzy just playing the supportive mid laner, doing his job, keeping as many people alive as possible. It's an impressive performance coming out right now from Venom. Alright, so Cthulhu building, after the Black Cleaver, another Caulfield's Warhammer. I can only think that that's going to go into Youmuu's Ghostblade, perhaps the Death's Dance. I like that idea. It's just that you're a little behind right now. You might want to be more of a tank for your team. At least that's how I see it right now. But the Death Stand's definitely not a bad item to build on the Wukong. Neither is the Youmuu's Ghostblade, of course. And Cho'Gamme Dandy, having picked up the Dead Man's Plate in addition to his Iceborne Gauntlet, has the Spectre's Cowl building towards what is likely to be Spirit Visage. And the Dark Dud, even after finishing his Lord Dominique's Regards, now building towards a lifesteal item. He's missing out on so much damage from that Infinity Edge now. He's going to be a little bit safer with the Bloodthirster potentially, but what is it going to matter if you can't kill the enemy? Okay, the Death Sentence is going to be spell shielded away. And Venom now grouping up as 5, not letting anyone get caught out here. They're getting control of vision in the enemy jungle. They're just going to rotate up to this top lane where they already have a wave prep. If they can get any CC onto Gustav Koch, they could dive because the Petrifying Gaze is the main thing dissuading them from a dive right now. Ooh, Cade Trillium a little late to try and pick up that wave before it hit the tower, but he is on the bottom side of the map, has teleport available. He is very strong, but if they can get a fight before he can teleport up there, Silver Hammer's looking for it. He lands the Zenith Blade right onto the Two Rivers. Irelia gets into the backline. Gustav Koch has slain Two Rivers now. Teleport coming in from Cade Trillium. Enchanted Crystal Arrow stuns up Mr. Gingy, and he's going to go down to Ozzy. Explosive Cast knocks Gustav Koch back into the team. And Cthulhu, going for the Cyclone, is managing to take off a haze, but he goes down to a big Montred Q from Ozzy, and that is 4 for 2 in favor of Venom. And there's the Master Rank 7 Darius from Cade Trillium. That would explain his great performance on this champion. 10-1-5 right now. with the unofficial penta in his back pocket. Choke Me Dandy 4-0-11 did not die in his last game, last week. Will he die this game, or will he go unkilled for the first 2 weeks of the OKLCS? And it was a nice try. That was the best that they could have hoped for from the Oklahoma Gold Rush. But they just didn't have the damage to melt anyone before Cade Trillium got there. A-Haze placed a great Enchanted Crystal Arrow just to keep himself alive. They focused down Mr. Gingy. And it seems as though this game is Venom's to lose. At the very least, Venom has not yet cracked the base of the Oklahoma Gold Rush. Cthulhu taking his blue away, generally a pretty bad idea to show in the bottom side of the map as the jungler when your team is behind like this. The enemy could very easily rush the Baron while you're down there. They might look for a pick here onto A-Haze and Two Rivers, but he just backs away, throws out the Dark Passage, pulls his AD carry to safety. Now looks like they're grouping up in the mid lane. Choke Me Dandy not there. Ozzy on the way. Alright, so they're sending Cade Trillium up into the top lane to push. It is going to be the Death Stance on Cthulhu. I see. And he also gets a Rejuvenation Bead, which I would assume is building towards a Tiamat, likely into the Ravenous Hydra. Alright, so Mr. Gingy going aggressive onto Cade Trillium, but he has the Dark Passage, but he can't take it because of the Miasma. He's gonna get focused down by 5 members of Oklahoma Gold Rush, and that's a pick onto the most fed member of Venom. However, they expended a lot to do that. They used Transcendent Blaze, they used the Cyclone. If they can take a fight, if they can take a good fight here, that might be good. But they're just gonna go for the Baron. Actually, they might trade Baron for Elder Dragon. No, Venom, the rest of Venom is heading up to try and fight for this Baron. They're not taking it extraordinarily fast, but it's about half right now. The Hawkshot is gonna see it's about half. There's Choke Me Dandy. He wants to go for the steal. Death Sentence lands onto the Sivir. A-Haze has slain him, and there's the Explosive Cask. He just comes in. The Cthulhu is picked up. A-Haze off the side. He does not have Cyclone available. He puts down a lot of damage. A-Haze is down. And Choke Me Dandy is unstoppable. That's a big Mantra Q kicks the double kill right away for Ozzy. He's going to chase him down. He wants to get the slow. He does not find it. He's going to speed up. Two Rivers. He's going to block the Death Sentence with the decoy. And they got a good pick onto Cade Trillium, but they did not peel off of the Baron in time. They let their AD carry go down way too fast. When you're doing the Baron, you have to be absolutely cohesive as a team in terms of peeling off it in time. He gets the decoy out. He's gonna get snared up anyway. There's a lot of damage. The Death Sentence pulls Cthulhu back in. He has the Cyclone available, and that means that they're not going to be able to pick him off this time. Zenith Blade lands, and he's going to follow up with the Solar Flare, and the Zanya's forced to be used out of Ozzy. He's going to flash away, but the auto attack is going to get the shutdown onto him. So over pushing in the mid lane by Venom means that another person gets picked off and they don't get anything for it. They're still very comfortably in the lead, but if they want to end this game, they're going to need to play a lot more cleanly. Elder Dragon is alive. The Baron is alive. Cassiopeia, a very fast Baron taking mid laner. if they can pick off one or two or two or three people of Venom, they could very easily rush it down, so long as they play the Baron fight a little bit better than that last one. So after those two items, Cthulhu opting to go for the Giant's Belt, likely going towards the Randuin's, perhaps the Dead Man's Plate. Things are going to calm down. K-Trillium pushing out the bottom lane, but that's a lot of members of the Ogres going down to try and meet him. Maybe not. They're just going to go and clear out the vision on the Elder Dragon, but they see on this ward here that the Baron is being taken by Venom. Baron is gonna pop away the Banshee's Veil from Gragas, and they're actually gonna get it before he gets in. Wukong comes in, he cyclones onto Ahaze, but that is a huge Karma Shield. Petrifying Gaze stares up too, but it doesn't matter because the Enchanted Crystal Arrow catches him. He gets the death sentence, and he gets the kill. Ozzy slain down Good Stout Coke. That's 2 members dead. Baron buff on all 5 members of Venom. They're going to be able to push down the mid lane now. Ahaze being sent into the top lane to push that using his Baron buff. Okay, so that was a very quick tower. K-Trillium is aggressing forward. He's so tanky right now, but there's a Aurelia jumping right onto Ozzy. Ozzy Zonya's to stall out, and K-Trillium gets the Noxian Guillotine onto Silverhammer. Apprehended, spell shielded. Death Sentence flashed away from him. He's gonna flash onto him. Noxian Guillotine is not enough to take down the Dark Dud. Death Sentence is gonna land right onto Mr. Gingy after he dodged it with the Q. Mikhails keeps him alive for a little bit longer, but not quite long enough. He does get the kill for K-Trillium onto Mr. Gingy. He gets the heal from the Decimate. Petrifying Gaze is going to take down Ozzy with the help of that Cthulhu Wukong, but that's a lot of damage. Ahaze just absolutely auto-attacks Dark Dud down to 0. Good Stout Coke is here. He's trying to clear the waves. He doesn't have it, though. Choke Me Dandy aggressing onto that other tower. Cthulhu's here. He does not have Cyclone anymore. Looks like Venom is going to back away, having lost 2 members. They already got 2 inhibs from that push. To just back away, play it out clean. Ozzy opting for a Leandri's Torment. Not really what I would say my first buy on Karma would be. Not sure how much I like that. I think the Void Staff is going to amplify your damage much more than a Leandri's, as well as give you a lot more in terms of shielding. Alright, so the Elder Dragon taken away by Venom. No threat whatsoever. 2 inhibs down. They can just group up as 5, push down the bottom lane, just keep their opponents there. If they just keep them pushed up in the bottom lane, Ozzy apparently DC'd from the game. I'm not sure why they haven't paused it at this point, but it's alright. Oh, okay, there he is. But if they just group up as 5, keep the bottom lane pushed, if anyone leaves to try and clear the mid wave and the top wave, it's an easy dive onto the remaining members of the Oklahoma Gold Rush. And if they don't, and otherwise they can just end the game using minions. And that is what they're going to do. Venom, with the correct shot calling, all 5 members going to be moving into the bottom lane. They set up vision very nicely in the bottom side jungle to try and catch out anyone who comes in a bad route to try and stop this push. They have Elder. Baron just expired. I don't think they need that Baron, though. And K-Trillium, Death Sentence pulls in a Good Stout Coke. Enchanted Crystal Arrow keeps him CC'd. Another Death Sentence right onto the Dark Dud. That's a triple kill over to Ahaze. Ahaze is doing a lot of damage here. Ozzy takes away the kill on Cthulhu, so there's not going to be a Penta today. Ozzy denies the Penta from Ahaze. who got the quadra kill, could have easily gotten the penta, but scumbag mid laner. But it's a very systematic game. Well played by VNM. They get the third inhib. They have 2 minion waves on the other 2 lanes coming in. It's gonna be an easy win from this point. The Nexus first tower goes down, the second Nexus tower goes down, and VNM go 2-0 after 2 weeks in the OKLCS. So looking at the match history after that game, Darius did 33.8k A-Haze on Ashe, 38k damage. Sivir actually doing a surprising amount thanks to that ricochet damage, but his team just wasn't able to keep themselves alive long enough for him to put out enough to end these team fights in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush. So with that, Oklahoma Gold Rush fall to 1-1, 2-0 record on the side of VNM. They sit in the lead in gold capped right now. So unfortunately, Jack did make it back, but I don't know where he is. We're going to be ending the stream here in just a moment anyway. That was week 2 of the OKLCS. After week 2 of the OKLCS, Retribution sits in Diamond Capped at a 1-1 record. Diamond Win sits 2-0. Lanesnake sits 0-2 at the bottom of the barrel. TRZ also sitting 1-1. In Gold Capped, we have VNM sitting at 2-0, firmly in the lead. Jubermensch sitting at 1-1. Oklahoma Gold Rush sitting at 1-1, and the Road Crew, unfortunately, sitting at an 0-2 record. Oh no, I'm sorry. The Road Crew sitting at 1-1. Oklahoma Gold Rush. No, I'm mistaking somewhere. Who is sitting at 0-2? My mistake, everyone. Oklahoma Gold Rush is 1-1. Oh, they're all 1-1. No, there's no way that's right. I'm really messed up right now. Someone in chat here, help me out. Let's see. VNM is 2-0. The Road Crew is 0-2. Jubermensch at 1-1. Oklahoma Gold Rush at 1-1. Okay, my mistake, everyone. I'm so very sorry. Anyway, stream is going to be over for now. Please tune in for week 3 of the OKLCS next weekend. And we will get you with an update video, more team fight breakdown, possibly some interviews. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.